Hi everyone. Let me start with a question. When was the last time you remembered an advertisement not because it was loud, not because it was everywhere, but because it made you feel something? Take a second. Chances are what you remembered wasn't a banner, a slogan, or a discount. It was a story. And today I want to talk about marketing, but not through numbers, charts, or buzzwords. I want to talk about marketing through a story. A few years ago, a small coffee shop opened on a quiet street. No big budget, no influencers, no giant billboard, just a tiny place, 2 tables, and a handwritten sign on the door. The sign said, "Welcome, sit. Your coffee will be ready when you are." No brand name, no logo, just that message. People started walking in. Not because they needed the coffee, but because they needed a moment. And something interesting happened. They took photos of that sign, they shared it, they told their friends. That coffee shop didn't sell coffee, they sold belonging. They sold emotions. And without realizing it, they understood something many brands forget. People don't buy products, they buy meaning, they buy experiences. This is the heart of marketing today. We live in a world where people scroll faster than they breathe. They skip ads, they block pop-ups, they ignore anything that feels like it's trying too hard to sell. But stories stop thumbs because stories feel human. Let me give you another example. Imagine 2 brands selling the same running shoes. Brand A says, "Our shoes are lightweight, durable, and 20% off." Brand B says, "5 years ago, our founder couldn't finish the 5-minute run. Today, he runs every morning, not to win races, but to feel strong enough to carry his daughter on his shoulders." Same products, very different impact. And guess which one people remember? Here is the mistake many marketers make. They start with what they sell. Great storytellers start why it matters. Because marketing is not about shouting louder. It's about connecting deeper. Let me bring this closer to home. Think about your own brand or the company you work for. If your brand were a person, would people want to listen to it? Would they trust it? Would they invite it into their lives? Or would it just be another voice asking for attention? The strongest brand don't say, "Look at me." They say, "I understand you." They say, "I feel you." And this is where storytelling becomes powerful. A good story has 3 things: a real human problem, a moment of tension, a meaningful resolution. Notice what's missing. The brand is not the hero, the customer is. The brand is the guide. Think about the best campaigns you've seen. They don't begin with a logo, they begin with a feeling. Fear, hope, pride, belonging, courage. Because emotions create memory, and memory creates loyalty. Now, let me tell you a short story to end. There was a brand that spent years chasing trends, new slogans every year, new visuals every season, nothing stuck. One day they stopped asking, "What should we say next?" and instead asked, "What have our customers already lived with us?" They listened. They found real stories, real struggles, real wins. They told those stories honestly, simply, humanly. And for the first time, people didn't just recognize the brand, they recognized themselves. That's marketing today. No campaigns, no impressions, no reach alone, but relevance. So the next time you think about marketing, don't ask, "How do we sell this?" Ask, "What story are we really part of?" Because when people see themselves in your story, they don't just listen. They stay, they are with you, they are connecting. Thank you very much. Hüseyin was with you today.